Good evening and welcome once again back to Valkyrie Flight. I'm your host, GM, and Secret Intelligence Agency Officer, Agent Officer, whatever you want to call me. I am not so secret anymore. So yeah, let's just get started. First thing I need to do is for reasons, and because this is security agent, I'm going to be spending a full threat right off the bat of this game. So, have fun with that hanging over your heads. Secondly, we're going to start in the sick bay. After from recovering an injured red shirt from from being attacked by some grubby hand robots, the Dr. Zha has been rather busy in the sick bay. How do you want to start the scene?
Am I done treating the red shirt, or am I?
So we're going to go a bit back in time. We're going to say you just it just beamed in onto your basically crisis.
Dr. Jar's gonna kind of take him under the arm and lie him on a bio bed, and then do a scan.
Yeah, you do have some information that was able to get some relay back to you about what happened. But so just give me an insight medicine. It's just going to be a difficulty 1.
I suppose my emergency medicine focus applies.
Yes, I'm going to assume your focus applies here, and you got it. Alright, so there is a lot of broken bones. And just general, like, fresh stress, damage to the muscle. But it's not. I mean, it's nothing you can handle in the 24th century. Safan, you're able to notice that it's supplied like constriction bandages and was able to hold the bones in place, so and prevent internal bleeding. So there is no immediate danger. You just have to actually repair the damage.
I'm gonna give him a hypo spray for the pain before I start mending the bones.
Okay. I will make you roll for that. But just I'm gonna say that's a part of the major treatment. So just give me a control difficulty 2 task. Control medicine.
Okay.
You've got trauma or surgery focus.
I do have a surgery focus.
Okay, that'll apply. Difficulty 2.
There we go.
And actually, since it's in the ship bay, the ship's medical bay, sorry. Can I get the ship to assist with a, let's say, computers medicine?
Yeah, I'll roll it.
Okay, unfortunately, no momentum. But you have been able to knit up the bone, calm the nerve endings, and basically just undo the harm that was done by the robots. He is currently unconscious, but you think he will wake up in the next hour or so, and you'll be able to continue from there. Once you've been able to talk to him, but for now he's perfectly physically fine, but he's gonna need some rest. And give me a insight security.
Who?
Dr. Jar.
Okay. Don't think I have any focuses that apply because all of my focuses are medical.
Okay, you do see a flash of something that was, just like you hear the door open slightly and close, and you saw something through it just for a brief second. You're not entirely sure what it was, but there was something just outside the med bay.
She's gonna turn around since her patient is resting. She's gonna turn around and be like, "Hello? Is there somebody there?"
You don't hear any response.
I'm just going to kind of walk, not so much cautiously, but kind of like, what the heck is this? Like, walk over to the door and just like poke my head out into the hallway.
Give me another insight security check.
Okay.
You
Not the worst possible time to get a complication.
like it. Not only do you not see anything, but some reason your mind must have been playing tricks on you. There was, there couldn't have been anything there because you would have seen it. You were certain.
You don't even see the hallway.
I mean, you see the hallway, but there's it's absolutely empty. She's
just gonna kind of like knit her brows and then just like shake her head a little bit before she goes back inside the sick bay.
Okay.
This is where we need that theremin music, just undertone, like woo.
Right.
All right. So for now, you settled in. You're keeping an eye on your patient. Is there I presume, Dr. Lassan, you had some readings. Did you want to from the base? Did you want to follow those up, or what did you want to do?
Yeah. Let me do that science.
And do that mad science.
Okay, so so give me a reason medicine. Reason science. Difficulty.
I was like medicine. Oh no.
Reason science. Difficulty 3.
Do I have any focuses that apply?
What focuses do you have?
That could work for this. Molecular analysis or astrometrics, maybe?
Astrometrics won't, but I will give you molecular analysis.
Okay. And I will take a dice for cautious if we have one.
Well, you don't.
Okay, then never mind.
You will. The ship will assist with. I'm going to say. It's got to be sensor science, and that's taken into account. With the difficulty.
So the difficulty is still 3?
Difficulty still 3.
Okay. I'll roll that once. Oh, there's 3.
And you finally get the first momentum of this mission. Congratulations.
Yay!
Alright, so
I'm smart.
You're able to confirm that indeed there is a molecular change to this material. It is definitely like from the founders, like Odo Dominion. You've got enough reference material in the ship's computers to confirm that, but there is a change to it. You're not seeing any effects, but any effective being applied to it, there is some kind of interference that this change has made to how the molecular rebinding that has to happen for the founders to change and hold their shape. It doesn't seem to be in now, but as it'll degrade over time.
Okay, for my free question, the deterioration, whatever it is that implemented it, does it look biological, mechanical, like medical, kind of like is it a naturally progressing thing, or was it something that was like implemented basically?
It seems that it's by no means mechanical, but it does seem to be not a natural part of the readings. What you have from Odo, it wasn't. It hasn't been in any of the old Odo stuff. It is something new that has been introduced that seems to be artificial.
And it's affecting their.
It's seems more. If you want to spend the momentum, I will give you more information on that.
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so it's more of a affects the duration and the stability of a form change rather than preventing it from happening.
All right. I'm gonna like look around. Who's around? Realize like, shit, everybody's probably busy, and start making my way towards the med bay while rapidly like typing a report or dictating a report, basically.
Do you want to do a give me an inside security?
Sick bay's haunted. Moon's haunted.
You said insight security?
Yes.
My survival does not apply to this.
I'm gonna say no.
Sorry?
No, this is not really a survival situation where you have to, be constantly
I don't
watching
know.
for
Maybe
threats.
something's bull rushing me. I don't know. One success.
Okay, so out as you're looking around, you do see something dark behind the doorway from the lab. You don't see much details, but it's short, about 4 feet. Some kind of humanoid.
I'm gonna touch my comm badge. Lieutenant Commander Thazareth to Lieutenant Commander Kagan.
Safan.
Yeah, they corrected themselves.
Yes. Fine. Are you answering or no?
Yes. No. Safan here. Go ahead.
Open channel. potential intruder in the science lab?
On my way.
And I'm gonna try and, like, as best as I can, keep my vision trained on the spot where it was.
Moon's haunted.
All right, so you don't.
Cocksky.
As you look at the entranceway, you don't see it, but you hear. Actually, give me another inside security roll.
Another one.
Another one.
Success.
Okay, so you hear a slight movement. You're not entirely sure what's it doing, but it's not moving into your doorway, whatever it's doing.
Okay, I'm just gonna keep standing there until Stefan gets here.
Which minor actions, so I should be there.
Yeah, so you it's not long, but as you approach, give me an
And I'm
inside
gonna
security.
approach like okay. I was gonna say I'm gonna approach with tricorder out scanning, so insight security. Observation focus.
Observation focus will apply.
Alrighty, and let's see how I do. 3 successes.
Okay. You as you're walking down, you pick up a bleep on your tricorder, and as you look down towards the rush down towards the corridor where the beep is on, you see a small Romulan girl, just in the corridor, look at you, then run away.
Raise an eyebrow. Curious. Is it one of what's his name's family members?
Yes, you do recognize that it's the youngest.
What was her name? I don't remember.
Minel. Yeah.
I'll call out Mimel. Any response? Like slow down or anything, or
yeah, I'm gonna say because you've still got the tricorder. She stops, but she doesn't respond.
just kind of approach slowly. Mimel, are you well?
You see as she comes back to the corner and just peeks back towards you.
I'll just kind of take a knee and beckon her. Be like, is everything all right?
She just nods. She's a bit withdrawn, bit quiet, a bit unsure of herself, but she just nods.
I'm gonna move up to where Stefan is, but further back so it doesn't seem like we're crowding her. Because I don't want her to feel like threatened or anything like that.
She looks towards you, then looks back to Stefan. She's recognized you're there, but she doesn't seem to be reacting to you.
Yeah. Were you exploring?
She just nods again.
Neat hiding place.
She just sort of sorts of crowd. I don't really know how to explain what she does, but she sort of just crouches and you can tell that she's a bit blushed, I guess, by it. She's
She's like self-conscious.
She's self-conscious, but acknowledges the the positive content of it, but still shy.
Right. I'll offer my hand for her to take.
So you slowly approach.
No, I'll just like reach out my hand from where I'm standing.
Okay.
I'm not gonna.
She doesn't walk towards you, but she does come out of. She does stop hiding from behind the corner of the wall. So she's standing basically in the middle of the corridor now. With the way that she can run out, like she could either go your left or your right, but she's just standing there a bit awkwardly, with a smile on her face.
I'm gonna look to Safan, just kind of like give him a look of like, is this okay? Like, what's the protocol here? What's the protocol for children, Safan?
Stefan's like, I don't know.
Safan's like, you're the mother.
I've never had mine on a ship.
Lasan, would you be agreeable to giving the young lady a tour of your science lab? If she were amenable.
Like her eyes do sort of pick up as you suggest that, Safan.
I think I can do that. Would you mind taking this report to Dr. Jar for me?
Of course. Little one, you will need to stay with Lasan at all times. Do you understand?
She nods her head and slowly but steadily approaches.
Well, and I'm gonna kind of like duck down a bit, just so I can kind of like meet her eyes a little bit and give her like kind of a teasing smile and say, the most important thing that any scientist needs is a coat. Let's get you.
All right, and she follows you off to get herself a coat.
Replicate her a lab coat.
Kalani approves.
I'm going to head to sickbay with the report that Lasan gave me.
Okay, cool. Basically, Kalani, what the fuck does this mean?
Just in sickbay, doing the awkward sickbay thing.
Yeah, so the
awkward. Kalani just like she looks up from her patient and she goes, Savan.
Kalani. Commander Cesareth had a report for you. Safan just kind of offers it.
Kalani takes it and she goes, well, what is it?
I am not entirely certain. I did not examine it before I brought it to you. We had a small intruder near the science lab, but I believe that situation has been resolved.
I swore I saw something, but I thought I had imagined it.
Mimet, the
Minel.
Pelus family's Mimel, the Pelus family's youngest.
Ah. And Kalani just she focuses on the pad, just kind of furrows her brow a little bit. What has Lasan given me?
So it's basically all the findings on the morphogenic material that they picked up from the Section 31 base that the Pelus family was.
Can I analyze that data?
It's any analysis that you're going to do is pretty much going to be backed up by what already Lasan has. So it's more of analysis of what's already been found.
Okay, so like, what's unique about it, I guess?
Well, give me a insight medicine roll.
Okay.
Difficulty 2.
Would my xenobiology for this apply, or genetics?
I will allow them as a combination.
Okay.
Okay.
Nailed it.
You got the 2.
We've got momentum, right, Baz? Or do we?
No, that was used for an extra question.
Oh, because I rolled 3 successes on my insight security check. I thought we might have momentum from that.
Oh yeah, sorry, yeah. I would. It was going to be 2 for anyone to notice her a second time. So that's all.
Gotcha.
1 momentum from that for that. All right. So from your insight, this. Pardon me. This is a biochemical reaction that is seemingly, pretty much restrained to shapeshifters, the founders, and perhaps one other species that you're aware of. Both have the same sort of morphogenic pathway, quote unquote, to shift their form. And what this does is basically to alter that pathway so that it's not refreshed as well. Like it sort of like breaks down over time. The more the pathway is used, the more the breakdown will occur.
So it's basically like preventing it from taking new shapes.
Like preventing them from holding new shapes for any appreciable time.
For any shape. Okay. And I'm not sure how much Kalani knows about the founders at this point in time, but she just kind of like shakes her head a little bit, and she goes, I wonder what Section 31 was doing with this.
It is entirely possible they see the changelings as a threat against the Federation and seek to deal with it in the way that, indeed, from such an organization I would expect no less.
Well, I must admit I hadn't heard of them until recently. This is disturbing. I will put it in my files. Is there anything else?
That was all that I had, Doctor. How is the crewman?
Resting, recovering. He was pretty banged up, but He's going to make a full recovery.
Excellent.
He should be awake in another half hour, 40 minutes or so.
I'm pleased to hear this. Thank you, Doctor.
Kalani just kind of like looks away, looks down a little bit, and then she looks back at Stefan and just nods.
And I'll just kind of walk out.
Stefan, goodbye!
Does anyone want to
I'm
sing?
horrible at emotional cues because I'm a Vulcan. Hi!
After that scene closes, does anyone want a scene with anyone?
I want to know what this kid wants to do. I'm gonna be a super, not like a superhero, but like I want to like make sure that she has a good time.
Okay, give me a present science check.
Oh God!
You're putting on a
There's a
science
combination
show.
you don't see very often.
Science show. Awesome.
Orthodox tactics.
I will allow you to, if you're going to show her a speciality, to use that speciality's focus.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna. You know the things that you used to do, like if you ever had like one of those cool science teachers that like would let you play with dry ice and stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
I'm totally doing that. Like I bring out like liquid nitrogen and I like replicate a bunch of fruit for her to like freeze and smash.
Yes, perfect.
Okay.
Kids love that. You can also make ice cream with liquid nitrogen.
That's true. Yeah.
It's amazing.
Okay, so for that, I'm not going to give you a focus, but you can get a free extra dice.
Okay, cool.
We used to do that with liquid oxygen when I was a space camp counselor.
Oh.
Really?
Wow.
So,
It's like, wow, this is boring. I'm never coming back.
Wow.
you don't seem to have particularly engaged her. Like, she doesn't, like, okay, freezing stuff, okay, that's sort of cool.
No pun intended.
Yeah, I mean, it's, you just haven't...
She doesn't understand the awesomeness that is ice. Because she's not a Dorian.
Yeah, I mean, you just haven't found the right way to approach it yet. She does seem generally interested, but you know, she's not. Yeah, she's not knocked off her socks, kind of.
Yeah, that's fine. So I'll do like once I realize that she's kind of bored with that, I'll just like start taking her on a tour of the ship so she can like see other stuff because I'm sure she's probably been told to stay in her room and is bored.
Yeah. Speaking about this time, Savannah, you get a message, like a comm beat.
Tap the comm badge. Stefan here. Go ahead.
Commander? Yeah. Commander, this is Pelus. I am afraid that I am currently missing my youngest daughter. Would you have any idea where she is?
My apologies for not informing you sooner. She is in the science lab with Commander Thesareth.
Oh, she always was quite the curious one. Is that all right that she is there?
It is.
It's well, very well.
If you'd like, I can give her a communicator badge so that you can be aware of her whereabouts.
Uh, that would be much appreciated, Commander. Thank you for your assistance.
Of course.
And there we go. The conversation cuts out. So let's just jump forward a bit, back to the sick bay. Your patient is started to come through. He seems like as he starts to wake up, he seems agitated, seems restless. Dr. Jart.
Okay. Kalani's just gonna go to his side and just be like, easy. And she's gonna look at the readings on the bio bed.
Yeah, it seems like give me insight medicine.
Okay.
Okay, so that was a difficulty 2, so you get another he's having a nightmare. But it's sort of like one of those sort of, like waking nightmares that seems really vivid, but it's sort of like the line is blurred between reality and the dream state.
Right. Kalani's just gonna try and bring him out of it.
Okay.
I don't know if there's a hypo spray I can use or whatever.
Yeah, let's just say that there is a hypo spray, difficulty 1. Give it a reason medicine.
Okay.
All right. So you've got that. The spray does calm him down, and he does stir. He sort of opens his eyes, squints, and just slowly brings a hand up to his forehead and starts to rub it.
Does your head hurt?
A bit, yes. What I last I remember, I was on a whim. What? Those claws.
You were pretty well beat up.
I remember those claws. Snapping jaws.
That's all. It's all gone now. You're aboard the Valkyrie. And Jar's just gonna kind of just talk him through like his kind of like his traumatic response.
Okay, so give me a presence medicine.
Okay, and then would my counseling focus apply?
Difficulty 2 with your counseling focus.
Take a momentum.
Okay, I will take a momentum.
Okay. Okay, so he seems to calm down, but you know that it's not as easy as that to deal with traumatic experience. He's going to need longer term care.
I am going to just put in his medical file that he needs to make an appointment with Lieutenant Lorin.
All right, so
and she's going to think to herself, you should schedule an appointment with Lieutenant Lorin, and she doesn't.
So just
Of course she doesn't.
It's a slip
Decision,
from
heal
mine,
thyself.
You're just making a note. You're not actually officially as a doctor scheduling, making a referral or anything.
Well, I mean, I'm like basically like pinging Loren that he needs to follow up on this.
Okay. Yep.
I'm not gonna like make the appointment for him because I don't know what his duty schedule is like. But just basically
Yep.
like, hey, Loren, you need to reach out to this patient.
Okay. So yeah, I would count that as a referral thing. Yeah. So Lorene, you get notified of the red shirts current mental state, that trauma on the planet, at the base, needs professional assistance.
Do we have a name for this guy, by the way? I feel bad calling him the red shirt.
Ensign Ricky.
Like if he's your red shirt, why don't you name him?
Okay, fair enough. I'll come up with something. About the same time that Dr. Jard schedules that counseling appointment for herself.
All right. So with all that underway, w- um, the you on the actually on the bridge after that you get there's a hail come through. Iris answers it. It's from Agent Jax, the DTI agent, who informs that the full bridge crew is required on the bridge. That she would like to discuss something with the full bridge crew. So obviously Iris sends out notifications to Loren, to Safan, to the doctor, to Ted, who who by the way is busy dealing with
Red tape.
and
After action reports, that sort
after
of business.
action reports, as well as trying to organize stuff with the Starfleet intelligence.
Lots of cursing at admirals.
Yeah, lots of that kind of stuff. He's currently is actually currently away off ship doing all that, trying to sort out, like having to personally go in and like make representations on behalf of the Pelus, with their official crew for request for asylum, political asylum, and intelligence debriefings that is going to go on then, etc., etc., etc. Captain is being very busy, but everyone else has been requested.
Captain doing captain and things. Yeah, I will make sure that Mamel is dropped off with her family before going.
Loren will close a few of the files that he'd just been looking through, and he will also head to the.
All right. So as everyone gets aboard there, the communications officer brings up brings up the agent on the view screen. You hear that the captain is unfortunately unavailable with everything that's going on with what you recently uncovered. Iris responds, yes. I'm not going to go about bothering role-playing it myself because that's just... So that's just me talking to myself, and yay.
rather onanistic, yeah.
And it basically just goes into say how that they've been doing their own investigation, and that it does appear that certain elements of Section 31 have been trying to get their hands on information and personnel regarding temporal manipulation.
No.
This is, of course, something that the DTI is very interested in and is officially opening up an investigation. And this call was a courtesy to inform the Valkyrie of what is going on regarding with the information that the crew have provided.
Does DTI require the Valkyrie to take any further action?
You request that. As for now, this is still early stages in the investigation, so we do not require any assistance in this at the moment. But of course, should the Valkyrie be required or have information or be able to do something that the DTI cannot, then of course we will contact you.
Out of character, is there like an a lieutenant in the early 30s, very clearly a brown-haired Russian woman, somewhere in the background of this image?
And it's just it's just Agent Dax. But
Kuroma's like
shrugs.
leads into frame.
I mean, there is possibly a certain someone involved, maybe. But that's all I'm willing to say at this point. But yeah, so she basically just informs you, and thank you for your assistance that the Valkyrie has already been in uncovering this matter. We'll keep you updated when appropriate. Agent Jack's out, and that's when the screen goes blank.
So
Curious.
we are on current mission.
Sorry, what was that, Steph?
Oh, I was just saying that we're officially without a current mission.
Well, I mean, currently you're still wrapped up in the middle of this diplomatic intelligence thing.
There's literally red tape around the nacelles.
Let me get out my Ushantor and I'll just start hacking away at it.
You can't
I
hack
don't know,
at
it kind of accessorizes with the Bessard ram scoops.
All right, so is anyone doing anything or got anything they're wanting to do right now?
Kalani's hermiting.
All right. So
Blanca is taking a nap.
And she's casually thumbing through a list of like, I guess, Federation DAs.
All right. So once a certain someone gets off duty, they've got an interesting report that they probably should make. Jenny, do you want to do something for Listus?
Yeah, once his shift comes to an end, Lustus will head to his quarters. And he will make sure that his computer, the terminal in his quarters, is secured before starting out his report. Do I need to roll for that?
Sorry, I muted myself. Give me a difficulty 1 roll. Control engineering with a focus. And can someone roll computers engineering, comms engineering for the Valkyrie?
I'll roll that.
3 successes.
Engineering. 4.
4 successes. All right.
If I can, could I make an advantage here for Charo?
Yep. Yep.
So the advantage would be that if anybody were to look into terminals in the future where messages were sent and tried to find this report that he's doing, it would just bounce them through terminals all over the ship in an endless loop.
All right. So with that,
Can I make a roll to see if that gets caught by Bazaka's own internal security net?
I'm gonna say because he rolled so well that the automated system, he's gotten around the automated systems that would prevent that sort of thing. With a full roll, he's gotten around that.
Damn you, psychiatrist.
Oh no, this isn't Loren. This isn't the psychiatrist.
Damn you, operations guy who typically works under me.
Yep.
All right. So with that set up, you're able to open up your communications channel.
Mm-hmm. Now, out of curiosity, are these verbal reports or are these just written reports that you sent?
I'm going to say that it's live text.
Okay. Then he will start filling out part of the text with the latest information that he's got.
All right. So the crew's discovery of the base, the leading to them by Keegan. Give me a reason command check, because I don't know if he'd know about the from the bit of morphogenic material that was recovered.
Okay. Would any of my focuses apply here?
I'll need to double check your focuses. Well, his focuses anyway. So bringing that up. None of these really linguistic sensory operations. Security systems and computer security, no, they don't apply.
Okay, that's fine.
But actually, you have been in the room. So give me a presence insight command check instead, actually, as a betazoid, to see if you could have read off the mind of people.
All right.
Ah, you sneaky son of a bitch!
I'm assuming again none of these focuses will apply.
None of the focuses will apply.
Is this something that would have been contested?
I mean, this is just like a betazoid constant top level reading stuff. This isn't.
Okay.
This isn't. You know,
He's not wiggling them fingers and who you're bringing.
All right, so I'm going to say that is enough for Listos to know about. Read off from the Zars and or Lasan's memory of what they found regarding the founder investigation. So
Right.
you've included all that. You've included as well, the fact that DTI is opening an investigation into certain agents,
Mm-hmm.
and particularly one agent, Keegan. So for now, that's the reply. You get that's the message you sent. You get a single reply. Acknowledged. Keep us updated. Control out.
All right. After that, he will do He will do a scrub, and then he will shut down his terminal, and then he will go to bed.
Okay. Yeah. So that day comes about. Time. Everyone goes to bed. And for now,
With the possible exception of Safan because Vulcan.
because Vulcan, yeah. So the next day comes along. Everything seems to, just be in a standstill. The captain is still busy with all his stuff. The ship's in a bit of a limbo state with no one really know what to do. The youngsters of the Pelus family are getting a bit antsy. And Pelus actually requests that perhaps other members of the crew show them around.
Not it.
Wow.
Okay.
Fair, but still, like, holy shit.
Also, I want to do a thing with Mazaka.
All right.
And Mazaka would like to check his back for knives.
Yes, there's nothing hard or spiky pointing out of Mzaka's back just yet.
At least not beyond the usual.
Yeah.
If
Well, the thing is, no, I won't go there.
if Loren doesn't have any sessions with anybody, he might offer himself to be the one to take the kids around the.
Well, the only real session that he would have would be potentially with the recently injured red shirt.
So he'd probably have that scheduled, and then he could still take time to show the kids around.
Okay, Loren. So The red shirt is going to approach Lorin. Crewman Red Shirt. Let's just name him that. Let's just make Red Shirt his name.
No, let's not do that. That is terrible.
God.
How
You're not
about
naming.
Ensign Lyons.
There we go.
Lyons.
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 Okay. So Ensign Lyons walks in. He is nervous. He's a bit on edge. He is. Actually, give me a command insight. Or actually, no. Give me insight medicine with psychology focus.
All right. What's the difficulty?
It'll be a sliding scale.
All right.
So, are you spending a momentum? Is that?
Oh no, I'm just I was reading through my talents because I have forgotten what all of my talents.
All right. So when you have finished up there, okay, there we go. So as you walk in, he does seem to be, a bit paranoid. Like he's checking and double checking whenever he enters a new place to see, what's there, what's could potentially be dangerous, what is going to just suddenly come alive and possibly kill him.
Because I'm the ship's counselor and I'm assuming I just did a task to determine his emotional state, I get a free information obtain moment.
Okay.
It's just a basic question. Does it look like if this is the next day or a few days after, does it look like he's been sleeping at all?
He doesn't. He's been trying to, but it hasn't. If he's been getting any sleep, it hasn't been of any quality.
Okay. Ensign Lyons, please come join me. And he'll motion to one of the chairs in the circular sitting area of his office.
So let's shift back to the Loren's office. So he is taking one of the circular couches, the one that is in the corner of the wall, facing towards the door of the room.
Okay.
I know what that means.
Same.
Because I sit like that.
Amusingly, so do I.
Anxiety havers unite.
Yeah.
Hey, hypervigilance for the win!
So when he sits down, Loren will have seated himself in the chair opposite him so that he can fully watch all the movements and the eyes darting around, checking. Because if he's doing what I do when I normally do that, he's like looking at every possible idea of an exit, or if need be, any kind of item that he could pick up and wield to defend himself.
Yeah, so like he's looking at the vases on the little table, just all the little knickknacks and things. Staring at the bookcase. Like you can tell, like he's looking. Yeah, how long would it take for me to go to the bookcase, grab a book, and whack something with it? All that kind of. I'm in a state to fight.
If I flip this coffee table over, can I use it for cover? Yeah.
Yeah, all that kind of stuff. You know, they
No.
even could I lift these chairs up and throw it, or hide behind them, or protect myself with them. All
You
that kind
better
of
not
stuff.
mess up Loren's office. Loren will cut him, or at least try to.
Yeah, cutting things doesn't go exactly very well for Loren. He just slides.
I mean,
But
that goes the Borg.
but after a
he
few
pounced on the Borg
moments,
and bounced off.
after a few moments, Loren will he'll speak up to catch Ensign Leon's attention. Did you sleep well, Ensign?
He just stares at you for a moment, as if he's like assessing you as well, like as a weapon and as a defensive thing. Like what is going to happen with this guy, and then he sort picks up. Is not very loud at the moment. Is currently a bit softer than what his personal and psychological profile would normally have him at. And he's just I see them everywhere. I no I can't sleep with them. They're like the claws are just. I close my eyes and they're there. I open my eyes. I look in my breakfast, my lunch, and I see their shapes. I see them lurking behind the doors. I see them. Then I blink, do a double take, and then it's a chair, or like they never were there in the beginning. I'm losing my mind. I don't know what to do.
Well, the first step in understanding what you can do for yourself is coming here, and that's what I'm here for. Loren isn't moving. Like when he's talking, his mouth is moving, but like he's not, like his tail's not moving. He's sitting very still so that there's no sudden movements that might jar Leon into having a reaction of any sort.
All right, just give me a control. I'm tossing up between security and medicine, so I'll let you choose which one. Probably medicine.
Yeah, my security is a 1. I'm gonna
Okay,
go
so
with
I'll let you go with medicine on this one. It's just going to be a difficulty one to see if you can, maintain control over your own body.
Would any of my focuses apply here?
I'll have to check Loren's.
Ancient technology, behavioral analysis, cultural studies, linguistics, mediation, and psychiatry.
No, none of them really are about control of your own body. They're all discussion, diplomatic, psychological things rather than. Difficulty 1. Okay, so you got a momentum. So as you're keeping the situation calm, predictable, and like with things running out of him to pay attention to, that he's starting to calm down without any new source of threat or things that he can pay attention to.
Loren will also be keeping his voice very mellow and very soft spoken, very comforting and very he's trying to make the entire situation be so that there isn't anything he's doing, as long as he can help it and control it, to not set off the ensign.
So for now, with that role, you've been doing a good go of that. You've been keeping, you've been controlling your voice, been controlling your actions. Everything has been controlled, been going slow, steady, smooth.
All right. It's after the sorry, this is going to be me going back to Loren. After what you've been through, Ensign, it's normal to experience something like this. It might not feel normal, and yes, it feels like it's driving you insane, but I promise you, it is completely normal. And it is something that I can help you with.
What gets me is that it's my job to face these things. I've done all these phaser training. I've done numerous handheld drills. I've done all these simulations. I've faced, faced the Borg, faced all these things, and yet this damned robot is the thing that gets me. That haunts me. That follows me. That.
For every moment that you can prepare yourself for, there's always going to be that one thing you can never really prepare for. You fought the Borg and you lived. You've been through other situations. I'm assuming that Loren will have had access to his file and has seen the different things that he's been through and whatnot.
Yeah, so he's not hyper experienced, but he's definitely gone through a number of different combat circumstances, all of which he was able to rationalize and prepare beforehand. Like he sort of knew what he was getting into.
The fact that you've come through so many situations, it does speak to how well that you can handle yourself. But when dealing with a situation like this for the unknown, there's always going to be that moment that's possible to sneak up on you. You were going into a very dangerous situation, a large unknown. There was no way of knowing what would be on the base. There was no way of knowing that loading dock robots could be programmed to crush a man, like which happened to you. It's nothing to be ashamed of the fact that you have these visions, these fears now. And I have every confidence that with help and continued sessions that you will be back to yourself as you were before.
I can't get over the feeling that I should have been ready, that I should have been prepared, but I can't see how. But again,
I don't think in that
can't feel that I'm not either. Like it's my job to be prepared for the preparable yet. I don't know. It's sounds like, it sounds impossible, but it's I don't know what else to say.
I'd actually like to use one of my talents right now. I would like to try and use my positive reinforcement talent.
Mm-hmm.
And see, I don't know where the rest of the mission or this episode will go, but you have a special skill for filling others with confidence and self-assuredness. Once per mission, you may attempt a presence plus medicine task with a difficulty of 3, while providing emotional or mental treatment for another character. Success creates a personal advantage for your patient that lasts until the end of the mission. In addition to the normal effects of the trait, that character can reroll their dice pool as if they'd spent a point of determination once until the end of mission.
All right. So I mean, it's well, if he gets into combat or gets into a situation, yeah, we'll see where that goes. So yeah, roll for it. You'll have focus, 2 dice, unless you want to spend a momentum for a third.
I mean, if you're going to use the skill, you may as well take a momentum.
Yeah, I'll take a momentum for cautious.
Okay, so you're able to. All right. So as you talk, as you're able to talk him down, you're able to get him to realize that. Well, that's why it's the unknown. You're going into a strange unknown situation that could have any million or billion options. There is no legitimate way that anyone could be prepared for one out of a billion options that could occur, and you're able to imbue just talk him, just give him that confidence, that little boost to say that that he was a good security officer, and that being unprepared in this situation wasn't a failing. It was just a natural outcome of the unknown.
Mm-hmm. Ensign, I would like to schedule at your leisure sessions, weekly sessions, if that's all right with you.
The ensign nods. I think I would like that. This has already been. Thank you, Doctor.
You're welcome. And if you feel the need to come and talk to me when you don't have a session, my door is always open.
I will remember that. Thank you, Doctor. And
you're welcome.
He slowly gets up, just readjusts himself. Pulls on his tunic. Gets himself set away, and then lifts himself. Changes his stance and just try to present as normal, and just slowly, calmly, but determinedly, just out of the office.
And then he trips over a chair on his way out.
Oh,
sorry, I'm kidding.
No, he would know exactly where the chairs are, so he would be...
True story.
He would be very much... he would be, he would be making a middle of the road kind of approach through things. But so that leaves us with that, and Lasan had some things to do. What do you want to do first?
I guess I will do if Safan is not, I will go bother Safan if he is like in his quarters.
He's
Like
no
that.
more busy than usual. Yeah.
So yeah, I will go to Safan's quarters and tap on the chime.
Enter.
Walk in.
Just kind of nod. Lasan.
Safan. What are you doing?
You broke up there, stuff. What'd you say?
How are you doing?
I am rather well. Having Pelus and his family on board and being aware of their identity has taken a bit of getting used to. However, I do not find the experience unpleasant.
I was worried that you might, I don't know. Like, heritage can sometimes bring up complicated emotions.
Indeed. It is something that I had already come to terms with when it was first revealed to me. However, I appreciate your thoughtfulness.
Admittedly, I also came here with a somewhat selfish reason.
Safan raises an eyebrow. You are always welcome.
Are you familiar with an Earth tradition known as Ikebana?
Known as what?
Ikebana.
I am not.
It's a tradition by some Buddhists. It's flower arranging.
Interesting. Not unlike
And
not
Sorry.
unlike a Zen garden, perhaps? Or a rock garden, rather?
In a sense, rock gardens are more permanent. Flower arrangement.
Would lend to themselves to being temporary. Yes, I take your point.
After particularly intense missions, not that this has been overly stressful, but I suppose in some ways it has been.
The aftermath has only been stressful for at least one member of our crew.
Well, I
And
cannot
Safan makes
take
a note
him.
to check in with Ensign Lyons.
Admittedly, I'm not familiar with the ensign, so.
It is a large enough ship that familiarity with every member of the crew is difficult at best.
I thought perhaps we could schedule some holodeck time, perhaps later this week.
I would appreciate that, yes. To perform this flower arranging, I presume?
Or
Mecha
some other
combat Mecha combat did not seem to be up your alley, as the saying goes.
Not particularly, no. Though it does seem like an excellent way to relieve stress.
Indeed.
Ever since talking with Dr. one of her previous selves in my head, I have found myself leaning back towards the arts that I had abandoned.
Hang on just a second. I need to check something here.
Mm-hmm.
No, that's me, the player.
Oh, okay.
Lasan, I suspect you and my father Sailor would get along rather well. He is a philosophy instructor at the Vulcan Science Academy.
The song kind of like laughs and rolls. Admittedly, I've had enough conversations with Vulcan's philosophers to last me a lifetime.
As have I. That is why I am in Starfleet.
Savick tried to encourage me to take the Kolinar.
You knew Savick. Fascinating.
Yes, well. I suppose once a mentor, always a mentor.
She is someone I perhaps should speak with myself. Stefan just kind of loses himself in thought.
Pass along your contact information.
That is not necessary, son. However, if you are offering, I do appreciate it.
How do you think the captain is doing with all of this?
The captain is probably struggling. He is not a master of his emotions in any sense of the word, and liaising with Admiralty is not his strong suit.
Not to mention dressing down that he knows.
Say that again?
The dressing down that he no doubt got from his family.
Indeed, family seems to be something the captain and I have in common. And Stefan just kind of smirks.
What is the earth euphemism? You put the fun in dysfunctional?
It must lose something in the translation.
Perhaps. But I will leave you to your meditation.
Very well. It was a pleasure to see you, Lasan.
I will just nod and head out. I am just imagining a shouting match in San Francisco. And then if it's cool, if no one else wants to do a scene, I'm gonna go bug Mazai.
I think that means you're good.
Okay.
Yeah, you're good.
Yes, sorry,
would-
I muted myself once again.
No worries. Are you? Would you be on duty? Or...
What time? What time is it about now?
So it would be our Alpha shift has come to a close, so it would be off duty time.
Then he is definitely in his quarters. If it's like around 1900 hours, he's probably like cooking dinner.
All right. Lasan will push the chime to your door.
Enter.
Walk in.
Oh, son, how are you?
I'm well. I didn't realize that I was interrupting. I'm sorry. I can come back.
No, you're not interrupting. Here, you want to try some of this French onion soup?
Oh, okay.
I spoon a little into like a small glass and hand it to her.
So what is all of this?
I'm okay.
I didn't hear you. Sorry, you cut out.
I said I am cooking
Yeah, obviously. What are you cooking?
French onion soup.
That doesn't seem like enough for a meal.
It's a very heavy meal. I mean, I haven't put the cheese or the bread on it yet.
Oh, I see. There's more.
As much as I hate to say it, this replicating Gruyere just doesn't work well.
Lasan's like trying to sneak.
What was that?
Lasan's like trying to sneak a crouton, like over.
He allows it. It's like he's not using the croutons; he's using actual bread. So if you want to take the crouton, go for it.
Crunchy.
Munch.
I was very tempted to make you roll a control security then.
Just spill the whole bag everywhere.
Just I'll get another one. Now you touch my peppers, on the other hand. Well,
Then it's on like Donkey Kong.
Yeah.
you don't ever touch a man's peppers.
How are things going with you?
Oh, I'm all right. Trying to break in our new assistant chief. He's way too chipper for this crew.
Isn't that a good thing?
I mean, sickeningly sweet.
Almost false?
No, I mean like I ate too much candy, kind of sweet.
Oh, maybe it's a front. Maybe he's just very nervous and he's trying to make up for it with enthusiasm.
I don't think so. Anyways, what brings you down here?
To be honest, I've just been, I suppose, craving.
Craving what?
Craving.
Oh, quality time. Sorry.
Oh. I will admit we don't get a lot of downtime, that's for sure.
Well, now between this shadow organization within Starfleet, and apparently humans are not all that evil, and the Dominion is a threat around every corner.
You know, I think I still have one of the bottles of tequila I stole from Ted Runner. You want one of those?
No, thank you. I'm not a huge fan of alcohol.
Okay, well, there's cookies in that cabinet then. Probably want to switch.
Oh,
to
those
those.
I'll take. Those I'll definitely take. I wanted to ask your advice on something.
Oh.
Perhaps in another couple of years of perhaps going to the command division.
Oh, you would do very well. Lead your science team's very fun.
I'm not used to leading people.
When you work on your science projects, do you decide what course you're going to take with them?
Sometimes it's a vote, sometimes it's a unanimous decision.
But either way, you have to lead the project, give them those choices.
I suppose, yes.
The fact is, command is a lot of winging it, trying to figure out how you're going to lead these people, and earning their confidence to know that the choices they make are the right ones.
How can you know that?
You learn it. I mean, when I became chief engineer, I wasn't prepared for it. I was literally just coming from being a lieutenant, working in blueprints all day. And the next day, I found I was the chief engineer of a starship. It's a lot to process, but eventually you learn that you have to find a moral compass, you have to find a operational compass, and more than that, you just have to learn how to inspire the people.
I suppose. Ironically, now that I realize just how hard I've been on the captain.
Captain is hardest on himself, so I wouldn't have to worry about that too much.
Considering this is his first captaincy, I'd like to think he's doing rather well.
Rather well, he fought the Borg and didn't lose a single person. And he'd sit here and say, oh, that was luck. The fact is, being lucky is often 60 to 70% of being good.
Lasan's just kind of gonna nod. He is rather hard on himself.
Too hard.
That's gonna take you years to train out.
If I can train it out of him. But I'll take that chance.
Tell you what. Next duty shift, after the end of next duty shift, as a thank you for this, I'll make you some spice bread.
Oh, I would appreciate that.
It's the only thing I know how to make.
Well, why don't I show you how to make this? I'm still getting largely started. I need grabs an extra apron hanging on the wall.
And I'll just like shuffle over to help him awkwardly grate cheese.
And I think
Slice onions, etc.
and as you put over on the apron and start doing all that, the camera page starts drawing back and fades to black. That's where we're gonna have to leave this episode.
Good, wholesome family time.
And also spies.